So you're riding the train at a theme park, enjoying the day, and all of a sudden the train makes an unexpected stop. And then here's these guys shooting guns and yelling threats, and you're getting robbed. Did you come prepared? What are you going to give them? Here's the best things I was given when I was robbing trains at Silver Dollar City. So I loved robbing trains at Silver Dollar City. Had more fun interacting with the guests, and you never knew what you were going to get. We would occasionally get some not so good things like drinks dumped on us and coins thrown at us and things like that. But the vast majority of the time, I mean, almost always, it was fun. People gave us things that went right along with the theme of the show. Not just money, but a number of other things as well. And it made it kind of fun and unpredictable, especially when we had the opportunity to see if we couldn't use what we were given in the show. One of the best things to give a train robber were small candies, especially individually wrapped. Don't give open candies. It's gross. I did have kids try to give me M&Ms that they had in their wet, grubby hands, and ew, icky, no. But small individual packets like Halloween-sized candies are great. Taffy from the taffy shop. You can buy candy bars at the park if you really want to, or up at the candy shop. But things like that are great, especially as individually wrapped, because we know they're safe. We know they haven't been someplace that we're going to get something passed on to us. We love candy, and we actually kept a little bowl in the robber shack sometimes just to put the candy in, so that way as we're back there we could just munch, snack on it and get fat. Yeah. But candy was a great option always. Other snacks as well were great. Bags of chips. We were given funnel cake sometimes. Had that a couple times. The boxed popcorn in the park where they've got the lid closed. Don't give an open thing of popcorn. We might make a show of eating a piece or two, but it's going to get dumped. But the closed box or the sealed bags, those we would keep and we would eat. And we enjoyed eating. Now, it is kind of funny because now it seems like almost every train robbery, it revolves around food. And it's kind of like, okay, can we do a show without food? I do kind of wonder sometimes if they remember how to do the show without food. But food is a great thing to give them, especially if it's something small enough that they can tuck it into a pocket in their bibs, in the front pocket, something like that. If it's something that they don't have to hold out in the open, unless they're going to turn it into part of the show. Homemade goodies generally are not a good idea, again, because we don't know where they're coming from. We don't know what's been cooked in them. We don't know if you've added X-Lax or not. There are people out there. We did have a couple guests that we got to know and who were there on a regular basis. Those would make cookies for us, and we knew who they were, so we knew that we could trust them. In fact, we had one lady that we dubbed the Cookie Lady, because she would bring us a half dozen cookies each, and they were good. And we knew who she was, so we knew they could be trusted, and they were good. Oh, yeah, they were good. We liked when the Cookie Lady rode the train. But generally, homemade goodies, we'll take them. We'll show you that we're gracious, because we do. We're very grateful for the effort you put into it. That, honestly, that's wonderful. But, you know, be aware it's probably not going to get eaten if it's homemade, unless we know who you are. When it comes to chips, though, I should warn you, the chip fries, I can't remember what they're called, but they look like French fries, but they're chips. Beware those. A creative train robber can do some kind of crude, gross things with them. They are just about the perfect size to fit up your nose. Ask me how I know. Ask my boss what his reaction was when he found out how I knew. Hey, Ralph, what do you get? Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, those are fun. One of the things, though, that's not given as often on the train anymore, but can honestly turn into a hilarious show, are props. Things like oversized sunglasses, hats, wigs, things that we can play with and goof around with. I had one kid one time came out with those gigantic sunglasses, and being Ralphie, oh yeah, I'll use those. Picked him up, ran up there, I'm too cool. it was it was a lot of fun. Uh, we played with all sorts of stuff. If somebody had a goofy hat, we'd put the hat on and wear it. We were very careful to make sure that we got it back to them. In particular, we tried to make sure that we were going to do a Ma show, a little bit longer show. And then when we came down to find Ma, that would be when we would return whatever the prop was. And I had earmuffs one time middle of summer, and I'm putting on earmuffs. And I just played like I couldn't hear anything. Hey, Ralphie! 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 Yeah, so things like that we could play with were a lot of fun. Homemade items, not food, but we were given a number of homemade gifts or props. One of the best things I got was these kids took some small rocks, gravel, and they spray painted it all gold. So it looked like gold nuggets. And then they gave me a baggie full of gold nuggets that they made. That was really cool because, hey, I got to play. Look, I got all this gold. And had a great time playing with that. So things like that. We got magnets. We got picture frames. One of my favorites, honestly, I've got sitting right here. I had robbed this gentleman a couple days before. He came back to the park again and had a wanted poster for me. And had taken the picture while I was robbing him. And I was just like, this is great. So I did the show and I proceeded to try to tell my friends that I was robbing with how famous I was. Look, I'm in a movie poster. We had a lot of fun. So things like that were great. Like I said, I've got a couple magnets around here somewhere that kids made for me as a robber and gave me. And so various things like that. Just the little homemade, props and souvenirs and stuff. Funny Money was a great one. I had a number of kids that actually made their own money. So they would have hand-drawn $100 bills and, $20 bills and stuff. And so they would give us money off the train. That was hilarious. I loved that. We would get some actual semi-professional fake funny money, prop money. But the handmade money, that was awesome. Especially when they included messages on there. We got note cards, thank you notes, inspirational notes. I got a few times where people gave me just little cards to say, thank you for what you do. You inspire us and put a smile on our face. That meant a lot. That really did. I love those. I've got those all put away so I don't lose them. That's why I don't pull them out. And of course, money, real money. So if you don't know and you wonder, well, what happens to that money? All the coins go to a charity run by Silver Dollar City called Share It Forward. That's used to help employees in need. If they've got financial issues that come up, something happens, a health issue or whatever, Share It Forward can step in and help. And all the coin goes to that. Paper money kind of... there's a couple things that can happen. You'll notice that the robbers are getting paper money a lot of times. They're kind of looking at the people giving it to them, especially if it's more than a $1 bill. And they're kind of wanting to ask the guest, okay, are you wanting to give this bigger bill? Who's it for? Is it for me? Is it for the charity? And we don't mention the charity on there, but you try to feel it out and try to figure out, okay, are they giving this as a tip to the robber for the show, which is not unusual, or are they giving it as a donation? And especially if I got a 10, 20 or up, I was absolutely asking, Hey, are you sure you want to give this? You're not getting it back. Is this for me or is it for, and yeah, 10 and up, I always asked. 5, I almost always asked, because you want to make sure that you are doing with the money what they want you to do. And most of the time, they're actually giving that to the robbers. I did have somebody give me a $50 bill once. That blew me away. And I was very much, okay, who's this for? Are you sure? If you give this to me, you can't come back. I can't give it to you later. Okay, is this a donation or? And no, that's for you. You're sure? I mean, that's a lot of money. I would come home with about $15-20 a day in tips. And yes, we registered as tips, and it was money that we were confident that they meant for us. Again, if it was questionable, most of us would drop it in that donation jar. And we gathered a lot of money for that donation jar. We donated the one year I know we donated over $1,000 in coins and stuff. So yeah, it adds up. But probably the best one I got. We have been struggling financially. We were having just a hard time. My wife was barely working. She hadn't gotten off full time with local schools, so she was substituting. It was summer, so there's no substitute work. So I'm working at the park, trying to make ends meet. And I remember we got a disconnect notice on our electric bill because we didn't have money for it. And it was just like, what are we going to do? We don't have money. I don't know what's going to happen. And I had to go to work and put a smile on for everybody and have a good time robbing the train. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, how? And so we were a close-knit group. We were a bunch of friends. And most of us were believers. So I had mentioned in the morning, hey, guys, if you could pray for us. We're just having a hard time. We've got this electric bill. We don't know how we're going to pay it. Just pray for us. Well, one of our guys, a guy named Devin, was part of a group called, I believe he was Young Life. Might have been Navigators. These are two different Christian groups that come out and they work at the park in the summer, and then they do other activities together and stuff. But he had gotten a hold, he knew we were struggling. He had contacted some of his friends, and they put out this word. So I'm robbing the train, like I do, and it's last train of the day, next to last train. It's near the end of the day. And as they're coming around, the whole back car is just full of these kids that are there, kids, college age. And I'm out robbing the train or whatever, and as they had actually radioed and said, make sure you rob the back of the car, back of the train. Okay, I'm Alfie. Got it. And as I get to them, rather than them handing me individual stuff, they hand me an envelope, fat envelope. And I'm like, what on earth? And they're looking, that's for you. But at this point, Ralphie's getting caught. And so I have to turn around and I'm like, so I'm trying to do the show. I've got this fat envelope. I'm like, what's going on? And so as I'm doing the show, I finally get a spot where I can step over and I flip at this envelope and it's full of money. And after they pull out, I finally got a chance to count it, and it was the exact amount we needed for our electric bill. These college kids had scraped together, pulled their funds, and took care of our need when I didn't expect it. That was cool. That was amazing. I'm still grateful for that. It was just so unexpected. So yeah, that would be the best thing I ever got off the train. Have you seen the train robbers get other things that were really cool and neat? I'd love to hear your stories. Please share them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much to my patrons, my YouTube supporters, and people that made this channel the amazing thing that it is. I couldn't do it without y'all. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.
Hey, what's that button?
That button will show you another one of our videos.
And that one?
That one will help you subscribe if you haven't already.
Oh, and then there's all these names floating by?
Yeah, this is all of our supporters on Patreon and YouTube members.
Oh, so those are the ones that get the special perks.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about that, click on that button right there.
Thanks.
No, thank you.
And thanks for watching.
God bless.